to meet you. I'm Dr. Kim from Richgo. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Kim Ki-won from Richgo. These days, the real estate market is really tough. For a while, as home prices rose, many people took out loans to buy their own homes. As a result, household disposable income is drying up and the burden of loan interest is increasing. In today's video, I'd like to discuss this issue a bit. According to the latest data, it seems that household financial stability is showing some warning signs.
So here you can see something called net asset management. This includes financial assets excluding loans. It increased slightly in 2023. In early 2024, it hit a low of 9 and kept decreasing in the next quarters. So, in short, this data shows how much disposable income economic agents have. Still, it did increase a bit in 2023. However, in the first quarter of 2024, it hit a low of 9, and in the second and third quarters, the net asset management amount has been continuously decreasing.
Means disposable income is decreasing.
Yes, that's right. Why has it decreased by nearly 40 trillion won in just 6 months? But the problem is that income has actually increased. Income hasn't decreased. The reason for this is that due to the expansion of home acquisitions, borrowing from financial institutions, such as mortgage loans, has increased, leading to an expansion in funding. As a result, net assets have decreased. I think you can see it this way. For a while, there have been talks that real estate prices will continue to rise. Especially people have been gathering every little bit they can to take out loans and invest heavily in real estate. As a result, disposable income has disappeared. And while they are definitely earning money, it seems like that's the case. In a few years, not even a few years, but maybe just 2 or 3 years down the line, we'll probably see the outcome. The situation in the real estate market has really soured due to the Duncheon Jungong incident. And I completely understand that various policies have been implemented to revive it. However, this has set the stage for our younger generations in their 20s, 30s and 40s to buy homes with loans. In 2023 and 2024, I think that in the future, those who took out special loans during this time will face the loan interest rate adjustments after 5 years. I believe that in 5 years, many will experience significant pain. I'm looking at that. So, because of all these factors, everything is connected, and now there's no money. People don't have money right now in their pockets.
The fact that there's no money means that I don't have any living expenses I can use on a daily basis.
You can't go out and have fun, and you can't spend money.
That's right.
As a result, I think we can assess that overall economic activity is declining.
Yes. These days we can really feel it in our skin. And yesterday, while I was eating at a restaurant, I was really surprised. I was having dinner when a delivery person came in. The delivery person was talking to the restaurant owner, saying that these days, there's just not much work. It's not just that there's a lack of money, it's that there's really none. Usually at this time, there are quite a few delivery calls, but they've really decreased a lot. So now, people aren't even ordering delivery anymore, because delivery food is expensive. People would rather just cook at home, given the current situation.
Usually when it comes to basic needs like food, clothing and shelter, you can give up on clothes a bit earlier, but it's not easy to give up on food. It seems that many people are now being careful about ordering delivery food, to the point where they won't just order it recklessly.
At this time, it's a complete all-in on real estate. That's the competition in South Korea. And what I want to make clear is that many people think the real estate market went up in 2023 and 2024. Yes, but that's just a small part of the story. That's just a small part of the story. It's just a small part of the story. Really, it didn't go up. It didn't go up. All right, let me explain this with some data. So, what about Gangnam District? Gangnam District has gone up like this, right? Right. Yes. So, we looked at it as if it were almost at the peak. This is the most accurate real transaction price index for Korean real estate among the officially recognized price statistics. Yes. So, as you can see, it's almost at the peak. I mentioned that a Medusa like this comes around once every 10 years. So, the best place right now is Seoul. But how about we take a look at Yunpyeong District? So, Yunpyeong District hasn't gone up as much, right? It went from about 135 to around 154 now. Yes, right. Now, let's take a look at Yungnam District. So, how about Yungnam District? There's hardly any increase, right? Yeah, there's hardly any increase. So, we call it Nodogang. Yes. Shall we take a look at Gangbuk District? Well, Gangbuk District.
It's a mess.
Jungnang and Gorang are messy.
Yes. So, if you say this is an increase, there's not much we can do about it. But the truth is, when we buy real estate, we also pay for the realtor's commission, acquisition tax, and property tax. These costs are not small compared to the mortgage interest. In fact, this increase isn't really an increase at all. Despite implementing significant policies, this is all we've managed to achieve. Despite major policies, the market hasn't improved. Experts praise areas like Gangnam, but data shows concerns. I see some real estate experts singing praises about the market in certain areas, like Gangnam or luxury apartments, claiming that prices are going up. But from what I can see, by looking at the actual data, I'm really quite worried. So this excitement that this spirit brought about, I see this as a huge time bomb for the entire Korean economy. And I believe there's a very high possibility that it will explode this year.
They are continuing to send warning messages to the English people. But despite that, some English speakers actually, I don't know if it's because of the mindset that this is the last chance, but people are pushing themselves to take on more debt. So if this kind of reckless borrowing continues, you believe that strategy is not right?
The current situation is not right. So they can't read the situation at all. A big picture.
How should we strategize?
Why are you taking on more debt during such a risky time? You should buy when it's undervalued. So during 2020 and 2021, when the COVID bubble was causing chaos and interest rates were low, so many people took on massive debt. Do you know what these people are regretting right now? I wish I hadn't taken on that debt. What's happening now after taking on all that debt? So, since 2013, right? It's been 11 years, not since 2013. To be precise, the newspaper article is a bit off. It's been since 2004. It's the highest number of auctions in almost 20 years. So, those who jumped into real estate investment by taking on massive debt at that time are now unable to withstand the high interest rates. They say the number of auction properties is continuously increasing. So let's take a look at the data shortly. What I mean is, investors shouldn't buy out of desperation. But back then, how many people were gaslighting others, saying things like, are you still going to buy a Jones? You're going to get burned. So what happened to all those who bought during that time? They all can't handle the interest and are going bankrupt now. It's true. I think it's because they haven't experienced it. I went through significant difficulties during the financial crisis in 2008, so I know how shocking and dangerous it can be. If you buy a house incorrectly, everyone is struggling to handle the interest and is going bankrupt right now. Yeah, I really think it's because they haven't experienced it. I went through significant difficulties during the financial crisis in 2008, so I know how shocking and dangerous it can be. If you buy a house incorrectly, your life just falls into a pit. It really does. Your life just falls into a pit. It falls into a pit? Do you know how many cases there are right now? So, this is the auction data, and finally, in November, the number of auctions reached 18,000. But in December, it exceeded 18,000 cases. Yes, as you can see, it's been increasing for 3 consecutive months. And this figure has already surpassed 2014. 2005. Since 2005, it's the highest number since then. It's been almost 20 years. The number of auctions has really increased a lot, but it's still not over.
The problem is that as the number of listings is increasing, transactions aren't happening.
There's also something here. This is the auction data. The number of auctions keeps increasing, but what about the number of sales? Actually, it's decreasing right now. So, the number of auctions has increased, but the number of sales is decreasing. What does that mean? There's no merit in auctions either.
There are definitely more people waiting for it to go even lower.
So, I believe that the tremendous after effects of the historical bubble during COVID are still ongoing. And as it bursts, the immense pain is approaching those who bought at the peak. While on the flip side, it's a huge opportunity for those who have been waiting. A huge opportunity is coming. It's really a bit of a meritocracy. But anyway, those who have studied investing for a long time are now waiting for the right timing to buy at the bottom in auctions. A huge opportunity is coming.
It's a bit of a skill-based situation, but anyway, those who have studied investing for a long time are now waiting for the right timing to buy at the bottom in auctions.
As you mentioned.
For some, it's really unfortunate news, but for others who have been waiting, they're trying to see it as an opportunity.
Especially for those living in the provinces. For those living in the provinces, a really great opportunity to secure their own home is coming.
Is there a reason why there are more opportunities for those living in the provinces?
The reason for that is that there are many places in the provinces that are very undervalued. For example, let's take a look at Daegu. This is the actual transaction index for apartments in Daegu. It's 99.6. At this level, when are we talking about in terms of price? In 2015 and then in 2017. That's the price we're talking about. How much has it dropped? Right. So the prices are similar to what they were about 10 years ago. That means it's currently very undervalued. But there are quite a few areas like this across the country. So many people say that the provinces are done. I don't want to argue about this. Starting from 2025, I plan to actively help people in the provinces seize great opportunities for home ownership and real estate investment. That's my intention. So I also plan to hold real estate sharing lectures about once a month in the provinces. I really think the provinces are great. I also plan to hold real estate sharing lectures and do things like that. I really think the provinces are great. So the reason is that I've done extensive research on real estate using data. Why? Because after the 2008 financial crisis, while the metropolitan area kept declining, the provinces continued to rise. So it's like this. After the 2008 financial crisis, the metropolitan area kept declining, but the provinces kept rising. So it's not that the provinces don't rise. Even if the metropolitan area goes down, the provinces can still go up. But we always say that, right? Areas that were once bad can get better again, and areas that were good can become bad again. There's a cycle to all of this. But there is this cycle. And if you don't understand this principle, the provinces will continue to get worse and Seoul will continue to get better. This is just nonsense. And I don't even want to argue about this. Starting from the end of 2025, I will actually show you in the field.
In your view, there will be a time in the second half of 2025 when we can target the provinces at their low points.
What's great about owning a home is that even now, it's not too bad to go through auctions. So, for those of you in the provinces, hang in there because the day will come when provincial real estate will shine.
Yes, I understand. So today, we briefly introduced various household burdens caused by aggressive borrowing, the market crisis, and on the flip side, some know-how tips on how to turn this into an opportunity. So if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do, right? I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll wrap up today's video here. Thank you.